I had to start this one like kind of in a hurry because he literally just walked in the room and I wanted to grab him while I still could. This is Mr. Odo. He is my little shadow. Uh, he was one of Fluffy's kittens that she had six of them, three boys, three girls, named after Deep Space Nine characters. And the plan was for him to go to my mother-in-law. He was going to be adopted by her. He was going to go up to Maine, where he is well equipped for the snow. I mean, look at these fluffy feet. They're so adorable. But she had to delay picking him up by a couple weeks. Then that turned into a month or two. And in that interim time, he decided that he was going to stay here. And every day he would just spend the entire day with me. And ever since then, I'll be sitting here at the desk. He'll walk in, yell at me from behind me, and I have to like spin around. I'm doing it slowly, not to freak him out. I'll spin around. I'll be like, "What do you want?" And then he'll say, "Meow." And then I pick him up, and then this is it. This is our morning routine. He's probably a 20-pound cat, but he's probably the biggest scaredy cat in the house. He's such a sweet boy, though. He really is. He likes sleeping on feet. He does not like kisses. I believe he's scarred from a kittenhood of too many kisses. So now he says to himself, "Nope, no kisses," and his ears will go straight back, and he will try to get away from you if you try to kiss him. But other than that, he just look at this cute face. Oh, I love you so much, Mr. Odo. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, you enrich my life. You do. All right, so I'm gonna hold on to you as long as. Oh no, that's it, huh? Like if I'm done talking about you, you're done. All right, well, whatever. He's a good cat. He's a great cat. uh, Today I am wearing my Pim Technologies logo shirt, which this was from a company called We Love Fine, um, who changed their name once or twice, and then I lost track of who they were and what they were doing. So uh, I wish there were more companies out there making quasi professional looking polos like this that had like deep cut logos. Like no one knows who Pim Technologies is, not until you're like, oh, it's from the Ant-Man movies, and they're like, oh, all right, okay, cool. Like I've got one for the Avengers, people recognize that. Got one for Spider-Man, and I think that might actually be it. I've got those three, but they're they were like $40 polos back in the day. I've had these for a long time. I've actually had them long enough that like it's from my larger days because I've lost a ton of weight since I bought these. So I could probably go down a couple sizes, but like I said, company's not even around anymore. Although I host a website for a lady that does embroidery. I think that's what this is called, embroidered. Anyway, she could probably make me some of these shirts just as one-offs. I don't know. Maybe I could get a license from maybe I could get a license from Marvel and sell the shirts. Do a business partnership with her and just to the moon. Seems to be my story of my life, though. Lots of big ideas. Not a whole lot of them going through. How would you even figure out who to license that from? It would have to be Disney slash Marvel, right? Do they have a website where you could just go to their website and be like, "Hey, I want to make a shirt with a logo on it. How do I do that?" I should figure that out. Can't be too hard, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Uh, so the purpose of these, of course, is to do the stand-up style of what I did yesterday, what I did today, and what do I need help with. Yesterday, I tried to get out there in the morning to do a bit of raking, and I didn't because it started raining. So it did not rain long enough or hard enough to actually make the work too much harder. But by the time like it had stopped misting at me, uh, I was already into like a thousand other things, and that's the raw that just popped in here. Come here. I know you've already been on camera, but I don't need you hitting the camera while with your face or your big old butt while I'm trying to record. So I'm gonna hold on to you, okay? I know this is a terrible tragedy that you're gonna have to go through. I'll put yours though. Everyone knows you love that. Anyways, the mama. Hi, mama. There. But so I did a bunch of housework, vacuumed, cleaned, dishes, uh, did a couple loads of laundry. It was mostly like towels and blankets and that kind of stuff. In a house with 1,000 cats, turns out you do a lot of like just random laundry. Um, I would imagine that households with children, it's much the same way where it just everything gets dirty, super quick. In my instance, it's cat hair is everywhere, and you have to wash it out. I'm going to imagine that children are more like actual dirt and unclean stuff than just like hair everywhere. But you have to pay attention to all the hair all over the place, or else you turn around and suddenly you have mats on your carpet or your couch, and you're like, it's gross. So, anyways, in the morning was going to do that, wasn't able to do it. Got a notification that a couple of people upgraded their patron amounts, which was fantastic. Love to see that. I don't think anyone actually gets anything more for like the higher level, but that warmth in your heart, that sense of doing good, that really that's all the enrichment you need. Um, uh, I also took one of our cats to the vet. I was actually gonna have her on camera today, Charlotte. She's our 15-year-old lady. She's the last of our legacy cats, which are the cats that we had before we were married. She's 15 years old. She's very, very old. She's very blind. She hears just fine though. She has a fantastic appetite, and she drinks very regularly, and she kind of ping pongs around the house trying to find her way. A very slow ping pong, I should say. She's just like kind of like bounces off of a couch, and she's like, nope, not that way. And then she like adjusts just a little more, and then like kind of lumbers that way. And it's sad and endearing, but she still has the ability to find your lap and then just sleep in your lap. Um, she's an old lady, so she sleeps a lot. I mean, she's a cat, so already she sleeps a lot. But you know, I think for every couple years that a cat has, they have like an extra hour of sleep every day. So nowadays she's like a 20 hours of sleep, 4 hours awake kind of situation. But she's a great cat. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Like I said, it was going to be today, but then Odo just like walked in as I was hitting like reaching to figure out this whole thing out. Had everything loaded up, and I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna go get Charlotte." And he waltzed in like he normally does. He yelled at me, but I think I was talking too much, so he vamoosed. He ran away. And then had lunch, which I believe was a single taco tofu ground turkey. No, wait, that was actually beef. So it was ground beef, tofu, and rice that was left over from other stuff. Just threw it in a wrap, a slice of American cheese product, and ate that for lunch with some carrots, I think. Little baby carrots. And then after that, I went to the movies because my goal is to use the AMC A list before it actually cancels. And I talked to my wife about it last night, and I think that we're actually going to keep that one active because we do enjoy going to the movies with each other. And it's $50 a month for the two of us, so $25 each, uh, to go to up to 3 movies a week. And if I'm working from home, God willing, I'll be working remote, uh, then I should have some flexibility in my time. Like I've got a couple meetings today to talk business ventures, employment with an analytics company out of Virginia, I think, maybe Montana. I don't know. They're right next to each other, right? So you know, not looking great, but looking okay. At least people are still talking to me. At least not everyone is immediately repulsed by when they see my name or uh, resume. Which, man, I was watching a video about making sure your resume is machine readable, and There is nothing more depressing than hearing that no one person is ever actually going to see your resume. That it's all going to go through a parsing system, or in the modern vernacular, AI. But it's not really artificial intelligence that's looking at your thing. It's parsing your resume and looking through, pulling out keywords and filtering things like that. But anyways, got sidetracked. So I went to the movies yesterday, and I saw The Iron Claw, which was a damn heavy film. Like, good grief, that was a heavy film. Uh, Zac Efron, of course, is the headline for it. Uh, and the man is a fantastic actor. He's a beautiful dude. But he was so muscular in this that like maybe 1% body fat. If you saw Baywatch, he was very ripped and very vascular in that, and you're like, wow, Zac Efron's really gone hard at the gym. I think he put on about 50 or 75 pounds of just muscle from Baywatch to this. I feel that whatever milkshakes The Rock is on, Zac Efron is also partaking in. Um, and I'm not sure if if we're gonna hear, in 10 years, Zac Efron heart attack from overdose of milkshakes. Uh, I don't know. I worry about him, but he was great in this film. Like I said though, it's super heavy. Like, oh my god. Do not going in uh without tissues, because like there's a final scene that's just super emotional, and uh characters on screen were crying. I was crying. I was the only person in the movie theater, so I just let it go. Uh, I'm sure their security cameras probably have good video of me wiping tears away from my face. But it was good. It was a fantastic film. It was by the A24 produced it, so no surprise, it's a good film. I don't think I've seen anything from them and didn't walk away thinking that like that film added to cinema. And I've got cat hair like all over my shirt. I'm gonna have to like go over this with a lint roller. But like even in films that I didn't ultimately like at the end of the day, like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I don't think I actually liked that film. Once it was done, like I got what they were going for, and I liked how they got there, but I I didn't like what they were going for. But honestly, I don't think I've seen a bad movie from them. And if I'm able to keep up the pace of going to at least two movies by myself every week, I'm definitely going to start hitting these smaller films that A24 is known for. Uh, I say small films, but they ran a trailer for their upcoming one called Civil War, and that does not look like a small film. It does look like it's got that classic A24 we're saying something kind of feel to it. Uh, and I look forward to seeing what Ron Swanson looks like as the president of the United States. Uh, Without a mustache, though. So sad. Uh, yeah, so after the movie, came back home, and it had dried out enough to actually finish the side lot raking wise. So I finished all that up, got it all bagged up, started spritzing again when I was finishing that up. So I got about 15 bags. They're paper bags of yard refuse, which it occurred to me I could probably sell those bags for like 5-10 bucks a pop, because all it is leaves uh and pine straw, maybe some pine cones. I don't think pine cones would be good for what I'm thinking of, but just package them up, no tape, just like maybe a rope or something like that, and call them a fire starter. Maybe compress them down into a brick. I don't know, but I feel like those bags are super combustible. Throw that on a fire, and you got a fire starter right there. Although everyone in the entire region of Florida right now has exactly what I have right now, so I don't know. It's not exactly fire weather either. I don't know. And then that was it. Then as I was wrapping that up, my wife came home. We had dinner. And then played some more Remnant 2, which is a video game that me and a couple buddies have been playing for the last few days, couple weeks since Christmas. So I think one of my buddies actually bought it for me because he wanted to play it. I really didn't want to play it so much that I wanted to spend money on it, and I think I was vindicated in that stance where I don't think that this was a game for me, but it's a very good Souls like. If you know what that is, there's lots of dodging and trying to do perfect dodges and lots of death and just trying the same thing over and over and over again until you figure out what the pattern is. And then once you know what the pattern of a fight is going to be, then it's usually easy breezy. It's just like go in there, roll 16 times in a certain pattern, and then shoot the guy when you're not rolling, and you're done. Um, it has actually been a satisfying game though, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to write a review about it, so stay tuned for that. That'll show up on one of my sites. Then today, let me scroll down to today. I am going to a webinar uh, for the International Project Management Institute. Does these webinars for project managers to earn PDUs, which are product development units, which is you have to have at least 60 of those every 3 years in order to renew your PMP, which I have a PMP certification for project management, and you got to have these PDUs in order to renew that. So my renewal is not until 2026, uh, but you need 60 of them, and each of these webinars are worth like anything from a half a PDU to a full PDU. So you'd have to go to at least 60 of the webinars, but I don't think you can do just webinars to get your PDUs because they break them down into 3 or 4 different categories, and I don't think the webinars cover all the categories. But um, the local chapter does all sorts of meetings and some interesting in-person discussions, and we have a book club as well, which I haven't heard a thing about the next book that we're going to read. But so far, all those meetings have been PDU eligible as well. I haven't claimed any of those because I was not an actual PMP at the time, so I don't think I can claim those PDUs. But the local place gives me the benefit of getting out of the house and seeing people, and also building a professional network, which I've met a couple people that are fantastic people. A couple of them are retired from full time work and just doing part time work as project managers for local associations. Which here in Tallahassee, because we're the state government, state capital, we have a lot of state government buildings, and the private sector does a lot of their business here in town. So any industry that has any kind of cooperation between competitors has their own association, and I believe just about all of them have headquarters here in Tallahassee. I used to work for one that was a petroleum marketers association, which was technically started just for the jobbers, the guys that bring fuel from the terminals to the gas stations. But back in the 70s and 80s, they expanded to people that owned just convenience stores as well. And then in the 90s, they expanded to include suppliers that supplied services and goods to those people. So, like, pretty much anyone that does any business in the petroleum industry. But that was a good job. I remember enjoying that. It didn't end all that well, but it is what it is. Uh, so I got that webinar, and then I'm going to be planning a hiking trip for Saturday. There's a new trail that is on 130 acres worth of land that's apparently like right down the street from us. Here in Tallahassee, we have a website that's called visittallahassee.com. It's a great website for if you ever want to figure out what to do while you're in town. And they have a portion of it called Trailahassee, which that does it for me. I like the portmanteau of the words. Just mash them together and it works. But when you go to the hiking and trails section, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of just hiking and walking and kayaking and biking, just opportunities to get out into nature. And some of them range from what we did a couple weeks ago, where it's just like a mile loop around a tiny little lake, to what I think we're doing this weekend. We're going to be doing a few miles, like a lot of miles, like more than just one or two. We'll see how it goes, though. It should be a beautiful weekend, though. Uh, and then after that, I got a business meeting to discuss some work that I could be doing for someone. Maybe I'll talk about that publicly. Maybe not. I don't know. And then immediately after I'm done with this, I'm going to start doing the Star Trek Book Club posting to the various social medias announcing the comic books that are out, which today I believe is the Defiant Annual, which I don't know what the official plans are for that series from IDW, but I feel like they're not going to get many annuals out of this series, and maybe I have always misunderstood what an annual was, but I thought that was like kind of like a yearly uh not a recap, but like a yearly story for a series that has continuing stories. I don't think I'm even saying that correctly. I don't know. But it seems like an odd entry into the franchise. Like, why not just have another book or even a double sized book? Why have an annual? Because I don't think they're going to get very many annuals out of this series. Because the Star Trek Defiant series doesn't seem like it's going to be one that stays around forever. But what do I know? I know nothing. The only reason I have the site is because I like Star Trek and I like reading about Star Trek, and it's given me the ability to track my own Star Trek book collection. I don't know. It's been super educational too. I did actually just do a text interview with a another site that is, I think they've been around for a little while, but I haven't had any interactions with them. Um, and once that goes live, of course, I will rapidly tell everyone I know about that. It's gonna be cool. All right, so um, we're looking at 22 minutes. Look at that. I can talk to myself, or well, to you, really. I mean, you're here with me, but I could talk on the camera for 22 minutes straight. I guess it helps that I have a checklist of things to talk about. I got like a list up here on the screen. Um, anyways, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get this working, and it looks like I'm actually gonna hit my 9 o'clock deadline that I've set for myself for this. So, man, I'll say I woke up this morning, my motivation was lacking, like super, super lacking, but it helped. I think it was a smart decision to start waking up when my wife does, so I don't just like lay around in bed all day feeling sad for myself. Um, and it really helps to get get going when someone else has got the motivation and you don't. Um, all right, let's wrap this up before I meander back to different topics. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.